Hey guys, welcome to Mount Motor. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove the flywheel and clutch. Not only am I going to be removing the flywheel and clutch, but I will also remove part of the crankcase so that way you'll be able to see the condition of your crankshaft, and that'll be a pretty interesting thing to look at. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. But first, before I begin, I want to let you know that I did already remove the piston. It is a very simple job. Okay, if you want to remove the piston, you'll see two pins inside this hole right here. You want to go ahead and remove those pins. Then, after that, you want to remove this right here. This is what holds on to the connecting rod, which is right here. Once you remove that, the connecting rod should spin free, and that way you'll be able to remove the piston. Sorry, I can't really show it to you right now because I don't have any piston pins with me right now. But once I get them, I'll be able to show you guys how to remove it. It's a very simple job. All you need is just pliers. You just prick out those little piston pins and then remove the piston. It's a very simple job actually. So let's go ahead and begin and start removing the flywheel and the clutch. Notice right now that I do not have a clutch spring. Alright, on this engine the clutch spring was extremely damaged and it actually broke off. This is a Chinese Haosheng gas scooter engine. Alright, not the best quality, but it's good enough for me to show you because all other Japanese engines, as this Blades one right here, they're pretty much, they have the same frame. The engine frame is about the same. So it will be the same as taking off Japanese engine flywheel and clutch, so don't worry about that. Alright, with the scooter that you have ordered, you should have received a toolkit that includes a wrench like this. This wrench is extremely useful and can be used to remove most of the bolts on your engine, including the clutch bolts right here. So what you want to go ahead and do, of course you do have the clutch spring attached, and the only way to remove the clutch spring is to remove the clutch itself. So we want to go ahead and untighten these bolts right here. Alright, and these are machine tightened bolts, so they're going to be extremely difficult to remove. Before you start unscrewing these bolts, you want to go ahead and jam the flywheel so it does not spin. Okay? And what is really common is that people just take a smaller wrench, jam it in the flywheel, make it come out the other side. That way the flywheel won't spin. Okay? I'm going to show you a pretty cool way how to do that. Alright, taking a small wrench, alright, I'm going to put it in the flywheel, as so, comes out the other side. Now the flywheel does not spin. Okay, now it is a lot easier to remove these bolts. Okay, so my wrench is in place. Now the easiest way to remove these bolts is to take a mallet. Alright, let me find my mallet here. Take a mallet, place your wrench right here, and go ahead and hit the mallet against the wrench, so that way you'll use lots of force to remove the screw. They should unscrew counterclockwise. Alright, my screws are already loose, so I don't really have to use a hammer or a mallet, but if they are really tight, you do need to use the mallet. Okay, so I've removed the clutch. Alright, this is how it should look like. And now you will be able to remove the clutch spring. Okay? Alright guys, now we've come to the really challenging part. This is removing the crankshaft bolt right here. This is the most difficult bolt to remove in the whole entire engine. So I hope you guys pay attention because this is a very important thing. Alright? What you're going to need, you're going to have to purchase or take out a socket wrench. Okay? It's very important that you use a socket wrench because when you tighten this thing back up, it has to be extremely tight. I cannot stress enough, alright? You guys have to use a socket wrench. Do not use one of these smaller wrenches, okay? You have to use a socket wrench. That's the only way you'll be able to tighten it the proper way, okay? Okay guys, my socket wrench is in place and now I'm ready to remove the screw. Mine of course is already loose as it is. Now if you're having trouble removing the screw, you want to go ahead and use your mallet again and just gently tap the socket wrench. Alright, but it has to be, just be gentle on the tool itself. Try not to damage the tool, but you also want to have a pretty hard, steady hit. That way each hit will force the screw off, okay? This is only if you cannot remove the screw by hand, okay? So let's go ahead and remove the screw. Alright, it's already loose enough for me to remove it. Okay. Screw should look something like this. Alright, it's actually a bolt, not a screw. Okay, put that away. And now we've come to another challenging part in removing the flywheel. Okay, you want to go ahead and unjam the flywheel. Okay, just take the wrench out. What's going on here? Okay, now you want to go ahead and flip the motor over. Okay, on one side. And I want you to locate this part right here. This is a magnetic area over here. This is the most solid area of the flywheel. Alright, pretty much the only way to remove a flywheel is to use a mallet. Since this is a machine tightened flywheel, it's going to be very difficult to remove this flywheel by hand.